I want to show you something that fundamentally changed how we should think about American history. When people talk about who built this country, they often leave out the very people whose labor, creativity, and sacrifice made it possible. Today, I'm walking you through the undeniable facts about Black Americans' contributions to the United States. Not opinions, just data, history, and impact. Let's start with Martin Luther King Jr. You might know him from history class, but here's what's really remarkable. His nonviolent leadership didn't just inspire marches, it restructured American democracy. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 weren't inevitable. They were the direct result of strategic, disciplined organizing that forced the nation to confront its contradictions. King's framework of peaceful resistance became a blueprint used worldwide, from South Africa to Poland. That's not just American history, that's global influence originating from Black American thought. Now, fast forward to 2008. Barack Obama becomes the first Black president of the United States. You might think this was purely symbolic, but the data tells a different story. Obama built a coalition that redefined electoral strategy, brought healthcare to millions through the Affordable Care Act, and restored economic growth after the 2008 financial crisis. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Music. Jazz, blues, hip-hop, R&B. These aren't just genres. They're American innovations that conquered the world. Jazz emerged from Black communities in New Orleans and became the soundtrack of the 20th century. Hip-hop, born in the Bronx, is now a multi-billion-dollar global industry. These art forms didn't just entertain. They shaped fashion, language, business models, and culture on every continent. And it's not just the arts. In sports, you have pioneers like Jackie Robinson and Serena Williams. In technology, engineers and scientists breaking barriers at NASA, IBM, and Silicon Valley. In the military, Black soldiers have served in every American conflict since the Revolutionary War, often fighting for a country that didn't yet grant them full rights. In education, from Booker T. Washington to modern-day scholars, the drive for knowledge and excellence has been relentless. These contributions aren't footnotes, they're chapters in the American story. Now, I know some people point to crime statistics or poverty rates and make sweeping claims about entire groups. But here's the thing you need to understand. Social problems are systemic. They come from economics, education policy, historical redlining, access to opportunity, family structure support, and 100 other variables. No serious researcher attributes social issues to race itself, because the science doesn't support it. When you control for income, education, and opportunity, racial disparities shrink dramatically. So when you ask what Black Americans have contributed, the answer is everywhere you look. From the laws that protect civil rights to the music in your headphones, from the sports you watch to the democratic principles you might take for granted. These contributions didn't happen in isolation, they built the nation. And recognizing that isn't about politics, it's about accuracy. It's about seeing the full picture of how America actually became America.